I'm Kirby Dietz, the Alternative Programs Teacher for Livingston Range School Division. And I'm going to do a book review of Richard Wagamese's Indian Horse, a novel. The crowd shouted at them to hit me, but I was too fast. I spun and danced and looped the loop like a daredevil. I skated like I had never skated before. I made seemingly impossible passes. I made moves that made the crowd roar. These are the words of Saul Indian Horse, an Ojibwe hockey player in Northern Ontario, as he plays on an indoor ice surface for the first time. Until then, he'd been playing at traveling outdoor tournaments on reservations with the Manitowocc Moose. He's scouted by Fred Kelly, the Moose's coach, and given a way out from St. Jerome's Indian Residential School, where he goes after his grandma dies, sheltering him from a winter storm in the wilds. At the school, Father Leboutilier's special attention begins his hockey career, but also causes the hurt and pain Saul suffers and comes to terms with throughout the novel. And after it all, Saul returns to the ice with the Moose, where he skated until his legs became elastic and his breath was hard in his lungs. He didn't have anywhere near the speed he used to have, but he could still skate. This is a story about hockey, but more importantly, it is a story of revelation and resilience. Richard Wagamese, well-known Canadian First Nations author and storyteller, tells the story of a middle-aged Saul trying to heal in a treatment center and writing down the story of his life, unable to understand or discuss it at the treatment center, and unable to discuss his most difficult memories at the residential school. Although we hear this middle-aged voice in the beginning of the novel and have the story of his young life through his older eyes, the moment of revelation and the power of Saul's resilience occurs once he physically journeys back to the site of the now decaying St. Jerome's. Here, Wagamese reveals that Saul had been the victim of years of sexual abuse at the hands of the trusted, even loved Father Leboutillier. And Saul describes hockey as his escape. The game kept me from remembering. As long as I could escape into it, I could fly away. Saul also returns to a place of spiritual healing where he communes with his long-dead grandfather, Shabogisik, offering tobacco and thanks in an Ojibwe prayer. The story of Saul's journey, a powerful one, guides others in their pathway to reconciliation and recovery. Wagamese's masterfully vivid description of Saul's hockey gifts, the action of the game, engaged the recently starved sports fan in me. But his spiritually adept description of Saul's revelations opened my eyes to the tragic atrocities perpetrated by those with power in his life, and the horrific effects that has on his life for years after. And this is the story for so many First Nations people who suffered at the hands of those who in some sick way thought they were doing the right thing. Wagamese, as so many good authors before him, creates a character who is likable, flawed, and real. Although at first Saul seems one-dimensional, the hockey fanatic, it is through Wagamese's capturing of the darkest parts of Saul's life that Saul becomes lifelike and relatable, and in some small way allows even the male, white-privileged me to feel connected to his path of reconciliation. This novel well deserves the notoriety it has garnered over the years. It was a finalist in the 2013 CBC Canada Reads contest, where Canadian personalities champion a novel in a week-long radio debate. Wagamese was also a longtime friend of the CBC's The Next Chapter host Sheila Rogers, who championed his book and his writing. And Wagamese has won other Canadian awards for other works, specifically One Native Life from 2008 and One Story, One Song in 2011. Although he passed away in 2017, Richard Wagamese's legacy will live on in this novel. In fact, this novel should become a fixture in the Canadian literary canon with the likes of Pierre Berton, Farley Mowat, Margaret Atwood, Thomas King, Margaret Lawrence, and other greats in our literary world.